Welcome to Inkpulp Live. Jim is jamming Jim and Jazzy Jamie.
Inkpulp Live, you guys were rocking out tonight on the Inkpulp FM channel on YouTube. Jazzy Jamie Wood, Shawn Crystal getting on board that crystal ship.
Dude, with your mic like that, you look like Lemmy, like how it's hanging down because Lemmy always had the mic hanging
Oh, that's
down.
right. The Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades.
Hell yeah. Dude, did you see that Henry Rollins and Ian McKay are putting an album together? I don't know what it's going to be. It's new music that they're doing together.
Okay.
Should be pretty interesting.
I'm ready for that. I'm down for that.
Yeah,
I like the rock out. I'm ready. I'm ready to rock, Shawn.
Are you, Jim, or are you just saying you're ready to rock?
I'm ready to rock.
I don't know if I'm ready to rock.
Doing my heavy metal research. We have a heavy metal. Well, Crimson Fall, Derek Laufman's comic has like a heavy metal vibe to it. He's so joining us tonight in a minute. Is there stuff you want to promote?
Yeah, we got. I just have a couple of quick things to go over.
Do it up, buddy.
Did you have anything, or is it just me?
I have a couple of things. I got some fan art I want to show, and but it's quick.
Okay, yeah, this is quick. So Nathan is another member of the community with a Kickstarter that is just at pre-launch. So let's see what we can do in helping Nathan get the pre-launch numbers up. This is a labor of love, and this shit ain't easy. Just making a comic.
Oh, is that like a deluxe hardcover that they're doing? He's offering.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks nice.
Yeah, it looks nice. There's a lot of work into this.
Cool cover.
Yeah. So guys, let's all just hit notify me. That costs nothing. I think we can just show support. Even if you're not going to buy it, just go hit notify me. It lets Kickstarter know this is something to keep an eye on. And you can decide later if you want to get it or not. Let's just all go hit notify me. Next up. All right, this is our friend Robert Wilson, who is a comic book artist Jim and I know. Yeah, I just saw. I just caught this on his Instagram. It just went live, and it's a really neat looking book. Robert's a really smart guy when it comes to art, when it comes to business. Robert is the one that got me interested in screen printing my prints, which I'm doing now, and Robert's just a good dude with a good head on his shoulders and makes some interesting looking comics. So this is his creator-owned book. I would love to see.
Dude, look at those colors. Those colors.
I know the colors are really, really nice on this book. Really nice.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, it's a really good looking book. So yeah, why don't you let's all show Robert some Inkpulp love. This is a good looking book. Yeah. There's so many Kickstarter. Like I feel like Kickstarter is my comic book shop now, mostly. Honestly, that's where I'm getting most of my books from.
Yeah,
dude,
there's good stuff, man.
There's so much good stuff. I'm so excited for the Kelly Jones, Matt Wagner, Dracula 3.
Yes,
yeah, I can't wait. Yeah. Okay, and then one more thing to show, Jamie. So everyone out there, if you don't know Miki, and I'm not going to murder his last name, but Montllo, I believe, is it? Montllo, I'm not sure. He's Spanish, lives in Spain. I met Miki on my Abu Dhabi trip. He was friends with Belen and Javier. You know Belen and Javier from their Batman and Wonder Woman stuff, probably. Yep. But Danny is a dope artist, but he's also a teacher. And he just got screwed. But look at this. Look at this drawing. Dude, is that not? Dude, he's so good. That Ian McKay. Speaking of Ian McKay,
I know that's Minor Threat back in the day, right?
Yeah, totally.
Beautiful.
So anyways, the story is this: Danny was a teacher and an artist, and he has a little baby. When we met, his little girl's adorable. He was with his wife and his little girl. Danny was a teacher and artist, and having a little kid, having that steady pay of being a teacher is really nice. So, but his school screwed him over and laid him off. So I saw Danny was bummed out about that. Not Mickey. Why do I keep saying Danny? Mickey. Um, and so I reached out to him and I was like, dude, just go do your own thing teaching wise. Trust me. And he already is. He's got a Patreon. So all of you in this community, I know a lot of you are really into learning. Mickey is the real deal, and Mickey's got so much good stuff to teach and say and show. Did you show that last image, Jamie? Yeah, so this is like
Oh,
one of his
nice.
books. Dude, he's sick. He's
Yeah,
just
this is
amazing.
really cool shit.
Yeah, super cartoony, great colors. He's a beast. So there's a lot you can learn from him. And he's a great guy. So if you're looking for another Patreon to learn from, get in on Mickey's Patreon there, which is in that slide we showed.
Beautiful, man. Great stuff.
Yeah, yes. Dope stuff.
Jamie, do you have? I just wanted to show Arachnid Enforcer Kickstarter. Do you have the link for that? I just wanted to do late pledge, guys. All of you probably have already supported this, but people watching after the fact, I'm going to keep the late pledge going. You can still score Arachnid
Dude, that
Enforcer.
patch.
We're getting close to 80,000, so that's kind of my next
Nice.
goal. Everybody's getting the patch regardless. So, we met our goal. Everything's good. Things are the pot is sizzling to a simmer on it. Like the craziness of the madness of the campaign is like over, but I'm putting the finishing touches on the book, handling Kickstarter business with Ross, and late pledge will go through like, I don't know, November, December. I'm going to be at Tokyo Comic-Con in early December, so I want to be able to like promote it to the Japanese folks while I'm over there and fucking blow their minds with this shit, Shawn.
as you will.
With this shit. Speaking of Arachnid, can we show some newer fan art, Jamie? This is
I love that one.
This is Spags _ Spags _ on
that's
Instagram.
Dope. That's dope. Oh, this made me think real quick, if I can say something real quick. This weekend, if you're in Atlanta, there's the Atlanta Writers Festival. Like, this is a big deal in the world of graffiti. There's a total of 20 writers from around the states coming in, and they've got a tunnel and a wall that's city approved. And for November 7th, 8th, and 9th, they're going to be down there spray painting their murals. Ewok Jim is coming in for that. That's how I know about it. So I'm going to take the fam down Saturday and watch Ewok paint for a little bit.
Hell yeah. Okay, that's awesome. Tell him I said hi.
I will. I definitely will. It's a huge event. Like, they've got 4 locations where it's going on. Like, it's going to be dope.
Nice. That's awesome. This is hold on real quick. Let's see. Oh, Doom Dazed on Instagram.
Nice. That's dope.
Love
nice,
that high contrast.
Yeah.
Popping out the little pumpkin in the bottom left corner.
Great composition. Yeah, that pumpkin's dope, but great composition.
Really great.
Really good use of gray and orange. Oh, wow.
Next up, this is a gorgeous piece. This is our homeboy Gingerbear _house HAUS.
Yes.
He's usually in our chats. Like, he's usually on Inkpulp Live. So he's a community member. He's a homeboy.
Yeah.
I love just the creepy, weird psychedelic. Oh, he's here. He's here. There you go. Thank you, Gingerbear.
Oh, we're wait, dude, I'm confusing people. Gingerbear, you're not the one that lives near me. There's Papa Bear lives near me. Never mind, I'm confusing people.
Okay.
That piece is killer, man. That's like Mobius, like Arachnid.
Right. Yeah.
That's killer, man.
Yeah. He's just so slinky and weird and creepy. It's fucking awesome. It's great.
Jim, someone's asking if this is the last night for Arachnid Enforcer fan art.
No. Let's keep it going. I'm keeping
keep
the late pledge on the Kickstarter going. Like, we're going to keep annoying people with all this until fulfillment early next year. So my homeboy Jake Standley did this piece. Nice. Savage Street Vigilante and Arachnid Enforcer
Oh,
flying the
dude.
night
And
sky together.
that's an homage to DKR, Dark Knight Returns, right there.
Yeah, hell yeah,
Batman and Carrie Kelly.
love it. This
Oh
is
shit.
Laza Comics, Laza Comics on
Ooh, nice.
Instagram. I like the blue, the weird
I like that too. Yeah, it's a nice touch.
blue coloring. And then last one, love this
Oh,
piece.
that's
This
nice.
is
Yeah,
Lorenzo.Ridolfi _ on
that's
Instagram.
dope, man.
Lorenzo's a
That's
real solid artist, like really cool shit.
yeah, this is really good. I like this a lot.
Real nice. And then I had just 2 covers I wanted to show off real quick. Barbaric issue 1, brand new series through Vault of the Barbaric series. They're doing a Netflix show coming up. You can pre-order this cover. I think it's called Barbaric: The Last Death, but this is available for pre-order right now through your comic shop. And then I had another one from Vault come out today, Big Rig issue 4, the Post Malone comic book series. This wraps up with this issue.
Wow, Jim, you didn't show me that one. That one's
I love
crazy,
that
man.
cover. It's so
Oh,
good.
thanks. And
Dude, that's dope.
without obviously Mike Spicer coloring both of these and just crushing it on the colors,
Totally crushing it. This is crazy.
making my stuff look so much more sexy and wonderful. So thank you,
It's
Mike Spicer.
really nice. Really nice.
And that is it
That's
for
it.
me, dude. Are you?
Yeah, let's bring in our guest.
Let's bring in Derek Laufman, the hero.
The
of
polar bear
tonight.
killing
Yeah.
Canadian.
You're like, Jim, I am a animal conservationist in Canada.
That's
I don't
right.
slaughter polar bears. I protect them and save them. It's all a joke. It's all a joke.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Thank you for
coming
being here,
on. So I'm sure you all know Derek and know his work, but I want to show you. You're currently working on I Hate Fairyland, correct, Derek?
Yes.
But I want to show you guys because I love the comics. Like the read was awesome. These are my kind of comics. But first, I want to show everyone the packaging. Hold on, let me.
This is all my wife, by the way.
Dude, I was really impressed by this. Like the sticker, and then, well, I mean, this is a great read, and really really nice printing, and it came with a nice print, and everything everything you do has a nice little design touch to it, which I appreciate, and also I got a nice little drawing in front. Thank
Oh,
you, Derek.
nice.
But also this, I want to talk about this too. So
Yeah.
this is like an ash can. It's a short story, but it's like it's the size of an ash can or a mini comic, but it's published or printed with real taste. Like this, you guys obviously can't feel this, but this is a nice satin paper. And then there's the spot gloss, which you guys can see. Like this is, I want to make comics that look like this. This is so cool.
Super sweet, man.
Yeah, so the white on here has the spot gloss. You guys, I'm trying to catch it. The camera's not catching it, but it looks dope. But
Well,
this is this is just a staple.
Yeah, it's a saddle stitch, I think they call that.
Yeah, saddle stitch, exactly. But really pretty stuff. But guys, this is good comics. Derek, people can get these on your website.
Yes. Yeah, you can
And
order directly from me. We ship all over the world.
And the website is?
Oh, sorry, DerekLaufman.com.
Awesome. Highly recommend. If you like monster books like I do, which are my favorite, and this is good stuff. Really good stuff. All right. That's my spiel for Derek.
I have those books as well, and they are beautiful. Thank you, Derek.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, good stuff, man. How are you doing, dude? I know you're super busy. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your gorgeous Arachnid Enforcer print and for being part of my Kickstarter, man. I greatly appreciate it. Everyone flipped out over that image. There it is. Great timing, Jamie. Thank you, Jazzy Jamie.
Jamie's the man.
Look at that. Look at that baby. That thing is incredible, dude. Thank you again, man.
Hey, but no,
Yeah,
my
that
pleasure.
is beautiful. I don't know if you saw the show last week, Derek, but I went on and on about how badass of a pose you pulled off. Like I was saying, I always avoid like a head-on pose because if you're gonna do it, you have to be able to catch such attitude, and you nailed it. So
Yeah,
props.
no, that I mean, straight on pose are tough. I mean, I did tweak. I think I turned the body 3/4 just because it's like, yeah, you don't want to be when you're full straight on. It gets real stiff.
Yeah, and also I meant like just a centered figure image.
Yeah,
Like how you make that like powerful is no joke, and you made this powerful as fuck.
Yeah.
I,
Well,
I think
all the weight is there, like the weight.
right.
And I noticed
And
that with your book, man. And looking at Crimson Fall reference today, I did a quick little sketch for the show tonight. But like, you have the Mignola like understanding of like weight and shadow and constructing. You know, all your forms are real. They're really constructed well to where it's not just lines. It's like, no, there's actual
Right.
understanding of the building blocks are all there, you know.
Yeah, I blame my animation background. They kind of hammered in like anatomy and weight and gesture, and so,
how
like,
dare they?
I know. So
That's good though. That's
yeah,
really
Where did you study?
Sheridan.
Oh, you went to Sheridan. Damn,
Yeah,
awesome.
for the classical animation program. So yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
talented kids came out of there. I was in Bobby Chu's class. Like we sat next to each other. A lot
Oh
of people know
shit.
Bobby Chu.
Yeah.
And he was like a huge pothead then, so he like barely showed up.
that's
Are you
funny.
serious? That's hilarious.
It's funny because he went on to be like this like ultra like workhorse entrepreneur, like
Yeah,
and
he
like when
created
I saw him
schoolism.
like doing that stuff, I was like, this is the same dude that like, barely showed up because he was just like, you know, but he was like so talented too. Like that was the thing. Like even then, you knew it. Like he was ultra talented.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that's cool.
That's great.
Should I start drawing? Nobody wants to look at my face, right?
Oh, whatever.
Well, you guys
Yeah,
are you guys are drawing. I gotta feel weird, just my dumb
Yeah,
head.
I'm
on
getting
here.
busy
Okay, I'm
myself.
gonna try to make this work, Jamie.
I'm
Sorry.
gonna spend half the show looking for color.
While you guys are fixing that, we got a 199 super chat from Stylish Nerd. He said, "What's up, guys?
Ah,
Can't wait for
homie.
OAX art and tattoos."
Awesome. Yeah,
Nice.
so
Thank
can't
you.
wait. Stylish Nerd is getting a tattoo from me on Friday of OAX, and he's the one getting the Gangsta Boogie commission from me for OAX as well.
Oh,
So
sweet.
thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Sweet. Also, Jim, we got a question for you from James T. He said, "Jim, will we be able to add to our pledges later? I foolishly passed on the Wayshack cover on the pledge."
Oh, yes. Yeah, you can do add-ons in the sorry, my brain is dead this evening. Yeah, in the late pledge, you can do add-ons and update your order. So yeah, Wayshack is there, man. Get that cover. It's an incredible cover. And get Derek's print while you're in there too.
Yeah, get that print.
Yeah,
I get like what, $20 per print? Is that what you said?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 20. Yeah.
Yeah. 50. I owe you a cover, dude. I owe you a piece for your next project, whatever that is. You know, just let me know.
Yeah,
I will.
Derek, talk to us about your book, where it came from, and all that jazz. And is this something you're actually talk to us about it? Then I got questions.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Crimson Fall is essentially me like copying Mignola in that I listened to him in an interview talk about how he made like Hellboy because he wanted to have a sandbox to play in to tell like horror and macabre stories and things like that. So when I heard him say that, I was just like, why don't I do that? Because I love monsters and I love, you know, sort of medieval horror shit, and I'm a big Game of Thrones fan and Lord of the Rings and all that stuff and RPGs. And so I was like, why don't I just make my own world like that in my own sandbox that I can just sort of do all that shit in? So that's where Crimson Fall kind of came from. That was the impetus for that.
Nice.
And yeah, so then I came up with this character, Duncross. It was like, he's not like, I mean, design wise, like I tried to make him as strong as I could, but I wanted to kind of feel like sort of a vulnerable sort of, you know, he's strong and whatever, but he's human. So he's he's got a lot of vulnerability. So I sort of designed him after John McClane and
Oh yeah.
the Hound. It's like my two.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
So he's
That's
kind of
awesome.
like, because John McClane, like, I don't know, he's just such a fucking badass character. I always loved his attitude, like in the way that, like, when John McClane's like hitting one of the bad guys, when he's just like beating the shit out of somebody, he's putting like everything he has into it, and it's just like this sort of like viciousness, like
Oh yeah, yeah.
and so like I sort of like try to like embody that in Duncross when he's, you know, he would like mash like a monster's head to bits or whatever. Like that's his, like, just he'll take out every bit of rage he has.
That's awesome. I like those characters. You know, no
Yeah,
nonsense.
I like him a lot too.
Right. And
This
then
is-
sort of like the other, like I always loved like so like Sam and Twitch from like Spawn.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Just having like that sort of duo and their shapes, like it was something about their shapes, having like the one big guy and the one small guy, like sort of,
Right.
you know, I love that sort of like just on the page, it's fun to work with. And that's something I think about too. Like whenever I'm designing characters, it's like, what kind of shapes do I want to draw? And then what sort of
Right.
personality sort of match those shapes? It's kind of like what I think about. So that's kind of where Father McKellen kind of like came from, because I wanted to have like sort of because Duncross has this sort of bleak outlook on the world. He's kind of given up on religion and,
Right.
you know, and everything. And he's cynical. And so I needed someone who's sort of the counterbalance to that a little bit. And
sure.
I figured having some sort of like priest. And I will say too, I'm not religious at all. So it's a little weird to do a book that has sort of religious undertones.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
yeah, and so it's just I always like, I grew up like going to church, like my grandma would drag me there, so I have like some familiarity with it,
Right.
and you know, but I always found the stories kind of interesting.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So it's sort of like one of those things where when I think about religion and, you know, those sort of like angels and demons sort of ideas, like I always just found that to be cool. Like whether I think it's real or not isn't really the point. It's just like these are cool, badass stories. So
Yeah, exactly, man. The mythology of it is just interesting, you know, and there's stuff you can pull from all aspects of religious mythology, you know.
Dude, I took a class in college called The History of Ancient Israel, and our textbook was the Old Testament. But the teacher was an anthropologist, so he taught, like, we'd read the story from the Old Testament, then he would teach us from an anthropological perspective what really happened. And it was the most interesting class I was ever in. So like when Moses parted the Red Sea, he said when we follow the maps, it actually was an area called the Reed Sea, which was a shallow lake, and there was a dry season. So when Moses and the Jews got there, it was dry season. They just walked through it. By the time the Egyptians had caught up, it was wet season and it was flooded.
Right.
that's
Okay.
interesting.
So that class was crazy. Sorry for the tangent.
No, that's cool.
Really interesting.
So when did you well, let's back up just for a second. Did you you grew up in Canada and then you went to animation school? Was that kind of the first step toward doing art? I'm assuming you were active with art in like high school and everything.
Yeah. So okay. So my sort of like, I always wanted to do comics. Even when I went to animation school, I sort of got really into comics. Like I'd always had kind of like a taste of it, but I didn't have a lot of money, and I wasn't really collecting them in my like early childhood years. I just
Sure.
had kind of a few laying around. I think that my first introduction to sort of comics would probably be like second wave of the Marvel cards that came out. That was sort of my little crash course. That was about the only information I had on Marvel characters for the most part. You know, you read the backs and get an idea what their powers are, all that stuff. So it was kind of like, those are like my cliff notes, I guess, for comics. But so my like grade 9, I'm like 13, and I'm starting high school, and right across from the high school, a comic and card shop opens up. They sell like sports cards with comics, and it was right when Image was hitting.
Oh
And,
yeah. Of course.
and I had lunch money, so my dad would give me like $20 a week, and I would you can get fries for $1. So I would like for 5 days pretty much just get fries for $1, and I would save 15 to go spend on comics of the new Image comics that were coming out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
You gotta feed the habit. You gotta feed that habit. That's awesome.
So it was but I got in on the ground floor, and that was kind of cool because when I looked at like Marvel and stuff, if I'm looking at like an X-Men like 50 or whatever, like it was too daunting to sort of like think like I can't afford to go back and buy all these back issues, and get caught up on the story. So it was like a nice sort of entry point for me. And that's kind of my real like kind of comic collecting addiction happened. But I think like I wasn't even really reading the comics as much as I was just admiring the art. Like I was a huge fan of like Eric Larson, like Savage Dragon, and then like Max comes along, and like Sam Keith, and like
oh yeah, man,
and Dale Keown with like Pitt, and those like really sort of was like, oh, these are like, Spawn was like right up there too, and Wildcats, and like all those. I was a big fan of all that stuff, but some about the Max just like really spoke to me.
Oh yeah,
me too.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's just Sam Keith's art is so insane. I was just doing a deep study of a piece yesterday that I saw online of his. Like I was zooming in to see all the marks he was making, and it was a lot more controlled than like when you see it. To me, it just feels like there's a lot of like looseness and chaotic energy in it. But when I zoomed in on it, I was kind of surprised at how intentional some of the marks were.
Yeah, it felt like magic to me a little bit. Like when you see the final, I'm like, how does he do this? Like it was just so good. And so, and then I had like Wizard magazine, I get my hands on a couple. I'd buy the ones that had like a tutorial little bit in the back that like sort of for an artist I kind of like gravitated towards. I think there's like a Mike Roringo had a couple in there.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I had the Ringo ones were good, man.
Yeah, they were really good. So I would like sort of study that stuff. Like I had how to draw the Marvel way, and a few things like that. But I don't know, for some reason, like maybe I was too young when I kind of hold of that one, and I don't think I really studied it. I think I had some sort of ADHD or something, and reading stuff was always like kryptonite.
Yeah. Well, how to draw the Marvel way is pretty clinical and kind of boring. Like if you're a young kid, because I saw it as a young kid and I was just sort of bored by it. It's an interesting like artifact when you look at it now in historical context, but and the lessons in it are just all the basic kind of 101 lessons of like storytelling and this and that. So it, but we were of the generation of like, well, no, we really want to draw and like come dynamic with it. Like,
that's what Image sort of like almost probably to a fault, like hammered into me, and like, my prime learning years of like towards art, it was like, make it flashy.
Oh God. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We grew up in the Flash era. I mean,
it was all Flash. It was all about splash pages and flashiness, and
yeah. But also, what's funny about that? Because you're right. But what's funny about that to me is it also was the birth of Hellboy and Sin City, which were the opposite of.
That's true.
Actually,
totally.
Yeah.
But I was ignoring that stuff because it wasn't Image. Like I had this sort of weird, like I had, like it set this like bar. I'm like, these are comics. Like in my head, like you couldn't tell me shit. Like if you came up to me with like a Kirby, I'd be like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like I was so ingrained in that like sort of Image flashiness, like, it was just, I don't know. I was really, I think it was just really impressionable at that age. And you just sort of get in your own head. And almost
Sure,
like
I
I ignored a lot of really good stuff back then. You know, and just sort of had like almost like a one-track mind.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
probably younger than me in gym too. I'm
Yeah, because I was
guessing.
like 13, you know, and that stuff
Oh
started
yeah,
coming
yeah,
out. So
yeah.
I was still immature, like you know, I'm still immature now, but you know, that sort of you know, like I don't know. I look back and I kind of want to like kick myself, you know, and like, you know, it's like, dude, like go read Madman, or like, you know, you want to like pull your teenage self aside and just be like, there's a lot of
Right,
really
right.
great stuff
I
out
would,
there. Like I was missing
yeah.
on Bone, like, you know, there was a whole bunch of stuff that like
Oh
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
I
No,
think
dude, we
Jim.
we were all like that though. I think we were all.
Yeah, but I think Jim. But we were a little older. And by the time the image boom hit, I think it's safe to say you were like me. I was just a junkie. I just wanted comics, and I
Yeah,
loved Image, and I loved Dark Horse, and when Oni came out, I loved Oni. I loved Marvel. Like I was just, if there was a comic, I was good.
yeah. It's funny because we all were on such limited budgets at the when we were younger as well, that kind of limits what you're able to be exposed to and pick up, just because of you only have a certain amount each week to drop on comic books, and
Right, right.
by the time Image started, man, like 92, 93, I'm a junior, senior in high school, so I'm also wanting to spend my money on like weed and
Yes.
CDs and
Yeah.
music, art
Yeah.
supplies, So
Alcohol. Yeah.
for me, it was kind of like, oh shit, I really have to be selective of, what I'm spending my cash on.
Well, this is where I was in a rare, rarefied position. My hot girlfriend worked at a comic shop.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't
right.
I didn't pay for shit.
That's where I went wrong.
Yeah, that's a bonus, man. You just go hang out and read everything for free.
Yeah, and I mean, she would just bring, like, I had a pull box, and she would just bring me the pull box.
Nice.
That's pretty
Awesome.
incredible, actually.
Yes, it was good.
So, dude, what made you decide on animation school?
Well, I knew that. So I took they had like an art fundamentals course. My high school art program was pretty lame. And it was like my art teacher, like in high school, was very like art history focused. And so I didn't really have like a great portfolio kind of coming out of, even for animation or illustration. So I took art fundamentals. I thought I was going to get into illustration, but I just didn't have the illustration chops. They wanted you to be more refined. I was terrible at likenesses, like realism. I couldn't paint to save my life. I think I was like late understanding that I was kind of a cartoonist at heart.
Oh, right.
And but the animation program sort of I'd taken some part-time courses after art fundamentals that had like a layout class and a watercolor class for animation, and so those helped as well, like just sort of getting me geared up and having a better portfolio. And then I was able to get in the animation program, and once I was there, I was like, oh shit, like this is all good for comics. Like everything they're teaching us, I'm like, I can apply all this to comics. So I was dead set. Like when I was there, like, and so like my first year is when the animation industry collapsed. Like, so we were in school watching like the animation industry like collapse. And so like a lot of our teachers in second year were like the unemployed artists from like Toronto.
Oh shit.
And like we had a guy from Titan AE that was like did backgrounds teaching us something. And you'd think that would be cool, but he didn't know how to teach. He was a great artist. He was awesome, but he just didn't know how to teach. And so the course was kind of lame. And but yeah, so I was dead set. I'm like, I'm gonna be in comics. And it was funny too, because I'd sort of preach that around like in the program, that I'm like, I'm gonna be in the comics, and everybody's like, worried about the animation industry. So I did have a few people kind of like would hit me up because they knew I was like doing a few little comic things on the side. I would be on those message boards, like, for a few years at this point, like digital webbing and pencil jack and the lead heavy boards and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Lead heavy, dude. Yeah, Scotty
I
Young.
remember that shit.
yeah. I was so jealous. Like all those guys, like it was like the cool kids in art all had like the studio, and I'm like, look at little me over here in Canada. Like I'd love to be with you guys. And
Sure. Yeah, but I mean, it. What's funny is everybody thought like Lead Heavy was a real company or a real crew, and it was just
Right.
everybody. It was just struggling artists just chilling at home on their computers, and Scotty thought that my 40-ounce comics label was like an actual label, like an actual company. He told me, when he was young, he was like, this Jim guy is like really crushing it with this
right.
40-ounce stuff. I'm like, no, dude, it's just me in my kitchen hanging out, like barely like with a connection, for my website
Jim,
and my
I
message
had
board.
When I first met you, I had the same thought because I got like some of your little minis at the 40-ounce comics. I was like, this guy is killing it. Like this is the dream.
Oh,
This is
cool.
exactly
Yeah.
yeah. Like it was
It's
a
just-
big deal.
Yeah, I guess just stapling your own thing together and selling it did make an impression, but the early message boards were a cool way to connect with everybody for sure.
Yeah, like I knew like Jake Parker from the message boards. Like he went by like
Oh,
Agent
sure.
44 back then, and
Nice.
Brian Otley was like Uncle Wea. So it's like those guys who sort of like became something later. It was kind of cool to like sort of like be in that that bubble.
Oh, sure.
So here I am. So I'm graduating, and I've been working with this studio. This is my sad sob story of like comics.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it, brother.
I won't name the studio because they really did me dirty. But
Shit. Okay.
yeah, so I'm doing this, like I'm doing some work for them just on their own properties, and then they ask me and my buddy to sort of like come up with this sort of idea that we're going to pitch it to Image. And me and my friend from animation school, Peter, we wrote this like sort of fantasy anime sort of inspired story, and we pitched it to like the our little studio that we're like that kind of asked us to do it, and they're like, yeah, sounds good, and then we're gonna run this by Image. I think we pitched it to Dreamwave in one of the worst fucking moments in my life, when we're in a hotel room with like do you guys know Dreamwave? Do you remember Dreamwave?
Yeah, I remember Dreamwave.
Yeah. So we went to San Diego Comic-Con. They flew us out there because we're like trying to get this book like picked up, and it was pretty sweet that they like flew us out there and like put us up in a really shitty hotel that had like roaches. But I
know that hotel.
Yeah. There was like families living in it. It's like shit. Like there's somebody with their baby and they live here, and that's fucked.
Wow.
But so anyways, so we're in this like hotel room like with Dreamwave. There's probably like 15 people in this hotel room. It's kind of like a party, but we're there and we're supposed to like pitch our idea. And we did not know how to pitch. It was the worst experience of my life trying to pitch an idea. Like you're trying to explain your dumb comic to people in real life, and it was brutal. But anyway, yeah, they passed on that. But then eventually, I guess Image like agreed to do it. And
okay.
I was over the moon because working for Image at this point was like my literal dream. Like that was what I had been working towards. And I'm like, this is it. I've made it. This is going to happen. I'm packing my bags to move to California. Like, this is my future. And so I get the first issue done and a bunch of like promos and pinups and stuff. And we have my studio had hired Liquid, who was Joe Mad's colorist.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I remember Liquid.
Yeah. So like they were coloring it. And
wow.
So It looked pretty awesome. Like it was pretty. Like they really like made my work look way better than it was. But I just thought, yeah, this is it. Like I've made it. Image is going to take this and whatever. So I don't know what happened, but there was, I guess, a conversation happened behind the scenes. I think they were dumping too much money into us. I know I was getting a pretty hefty page rate for being a newbie. And they were paying Liquid a lot, and they were paying my friend who was writing and like kind of helping with artists. So the budget maybe was too big, but they never really gave us the full story. But anyway, they went and got another artist
Oh shit!
to come and then they rewrote the story, and then like just basically pushed us out. And I was devastated.
That's very
and I'm like this poor kid in Canada. I'm like in my like early 20s. And I'm like, do I sue these people? Like, like you see your book sort of come out under a different label. Some of my like pages had been like kind of repurposed, or not repurposed, but like copied and sort of like, my layouts and stuff. It was really, really like tough seeing that happen. And so I left comics. I was like, fuck this. I don't want anything to do with comics. This industry is bullshit. Yeah, I was really hurt. And then I went into video games after that because I was just like, I don't want anything to do with the comics industry.
I get it. So one thing that surprises me, man, was Image was putting up the money for you and your team.
Well, this is the thing. No, my studio was.
The studio,
like the studio was putting up the money, and Image was going to do the publishing. So I don't know what happened like behind the scenes. I don't know. I'm assuming I think my studio threw Valentino under the bus and just said he didn't like the work. And I'm like, I don't think that's the case. Like, I mean, I don't toot my own horn or anything, but I don't think it was the work. Could have been the story. I mean,
right.
Couldn't write for shit. But, it was just the way we got kind of pushed out of it. Like I didn't get paid for a bunch of stuff I did. And so it was tough. It was a tough sort of just, and at that time too, there was not a lot of avenues to self-publish, to do anything on your own. There wasn't a whole lot of like ins, like getting contacts with people. Like I didn't have direct contact with Image. It was just all through the studio, and I wasn't good at making connections. And so I just kind of curled up in a little ball and like went into video games.
I get it, man. Yeah, it's weird.
I get it. Totally get it.
There's no roadmap, especially during that time, of like how all this stuff works. When I started working with Image in the early 2000s, I got lucky because I was just directly communicating with Jim Valentino, who was publisher at that time. And Jim, he came from indie and underground comics. He did Normal Man, and so him and I, we would get on the phone and talk about like Robert Crumb and stuff like that. I think people associate him with Guardians of the Galaxy, and he was part of the Image Boys, but really he was like the weirdo indie underground guy. So with his guidance, he kind of showed me the ropes of like, you want to bring all your stuff over from Oni, all your creator stuff to Image. Here's how it would work at Image, and here's what we can do, and here's what we can offer you, and here's how all this breaks down, and here's how, he's kind of famous for saying like, when you work with Image, you're just gambling on yourself to make the book and sell the book. Like it's on you. We'll facilitate it and publish it and give you the section in our, section of Diamond previews when Diamond was still a thing. And, but other than that, it's like you're sort of self-publishing. And when you're younger, I don't know, some of that is a lot to take on, I guess.
Well, for sure. And especially for me at the time where I was sort of reliant so much on that studio for like everything, they were paying, paying me, they were, sort of the in and had all the communications and stuff like that. So I just kind of didn't really feel like, and there was no way to establish yourself really outside of message boards and those kind of things. So it wasn't like it was necessarily easy for me to go and like grab another gig but I was so burned at that point. Just sort of, I don't know, like I just kind of tucked my tail between my legs and
Yeah,
But
I get it, man. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally get it. I totally get it.
So then I went into video games and worked in video games for like 10 years, and that was cool. But it was actually Sean Galloway, who everybody knows is like Cheeks.
Cheeks. Yeah.
He's the one that pulled me out and like pulled me kind of back into comics. He like, I owe him like everything for like getting me back in, because he was just such a good dude. And like we kind of just like knew each other from like, you know, the internet space, but you know, in DeviantArt and stuff like that. And he had reached out to me, and they were doing World of Warcraft Pearls of Pandaria. It was like a 120 page graphic novel. And I was a huge like Warcraft fan myself at the time. I'd been playing a lot. So he asked me if I wanted to do layouts for the book, because he kind of built his sort of setup as like a studio, because he had like a couple guys working for him. It was almost like an animation studio. It's kind of how he approached it, which is so smart. Like back then. And like he would kind of be the art director and you know, the main style guy. And yeah, so I got to lay out, like, it was like my first foray really back into sequentials. I got to lay out like 120 page graphic novel. And
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was just a really like, and my love of comics kind of like came back as I was working on them, because it was one of those things, like, it, even though the industry had kind of like, you know, been tarnished, you know, it was enough time that was kind of gone, and I always loved comics still. And yeah, so I was kind of, it just pulled me right back in. So yeah, I owe it to him, because that was like 2015, and then 2017 I made Rune World, and that was my first like self-published, or not self-published, but got published by Boom Studios. But my first full-length comic like came like 2 years.
Okay, that's cool.
Nice.
But
Cheeks
yeah,
is the man.
quickly, guys.
Cheeks.
he is the man.
Just quickly, we got a $14.99 super chat from Lauren Marshall. She
Oh,
said,
shit, Lauren.
she said, just send in some love. Missed out these past few weeks. Derek, always incredible.
Ah,
Lauren, thank you. Lauren, tell us about your trip to Japan. I want to
Lauren,
hear
thank
about
you.
I wish he came back with a whole lot of the leader screen time.
I saw that.
Hell yeah.
Jeff's going to be gym in a few weeks.
Yeah, I'm out of here in a week and a half. Is that right? Yeah.
You're going to Japan in a week and a half, eh?
Yeah, I'm meeting two of the dudes are in the chat tonight, Dave Croslin and Dave Wexler, West Coast Dave Engers. We're going over there to hang out, hunt for manga. I'm also going to be a guest at Tokyo Comic Con.
That's so
in
awesome.
early December. And yeah, man, just my vacation for the year. Like my kind of it's like my gift to myself for turning 50 this year.
Jim, do you have a rep that like gets you like into shows like that, or do you just do it all yourself?
I just do it all myself. I don't know. I tried working with people in the past, but I just have to handle all my own shit, dude. I
You sound like me.
No one can like keep up with what I want to do and what I'm doing. And then it's funny because like I just sort of realized like I can only facilitate my own brand. Like no one else can facilitate it for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's kind of an abstract idea, but if you're your own individual, I guess, quirky artist with a unique style, it's sort of a blessing and a curse, because I get 100% full control over everything I do. But it's also, I'm literally doing everything, you know, from booking conventions, travel, running Kickstarters, handling my freelance career, shipping product out of my website to people. So it's awesome, but it's just sort of taken over my life.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Well, me and you have a similar path then, because like I've been doing, you know, ever since I started freelancing, I've just been doing my own thing. Like, you know, I never used an agent, just kind of building my own sort of brand, and handling everything myself. And it's sort of nice because no one can tell me like what to do.
That's my main thing, dude. It's like I just can't follow orders or directions. Like I just can't,
Yeah.
even certain art directors for big freelance jobs, there'll be times where people will make suggestions and I'm like, this is the stupidest suggestion, but I guess I'll just do it because they're paying me. But it's not, doesn't happen all the time, but it's weird that there's people out there making decisions that aren't creative, really.
Right. Yeah. It's those like business people. Like nothing irritates me more than when a marketing department comes in with like suggestions on something and they're like art suggestions.
Oh my God.
Geez.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. It's weird. I always feel like I just want to ask what their qualifications are. You can't do that because you'll cause a problem.
Right.
But there's part of me that's like, how did you get the job? Like, who are you to make these critical decisions or whatever?
So, Derek, do you have plans to keep going with Crimson Fall stuff?
Yeah. So I'm all over the place all the time. Shit, it's starting to hail outside. I don't think you guys can hear that.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
can hear
damn.
that. Damn,
Yeah.
damn. That's
Yes.
crazy.
Canada weather,
Shit.
Shit.
It's getting real.
Yeah,
Real
it's
out
crazy.
there.
So yeah, I'm all over the place. Like I have multiple books. Like if you go to my website, you'll see like all the stuff I have. And so Crimson Fall is just one of the books that I've been kind of working on, and I just recently put out pre-orders for a project called The Rats of Ironwood, which is a follow-up to a book I did called The Witch of Wickerson.
Nice. Okay.
Cool thing about Witch of Wickerson was I decided, like, I think it was 2022, to do Inktober, where I do a comic page every day.
Oh, nice.
And so that's where like Witch of Wickerson came from. I gave myself like 2 weeks of like pre-production, and then I just started going, and I was doing like digital pencils, and then inking traditional, then scanning it back in, coloring it digitally, and then lettering it,
Sweet.
and then putting it out.
Wow.
And it was just like this marathon.
That's
Jeez, man.
amazing.
Yeah, that's incredible, bro.
What
Yeah,
an
so-
efficient way to make a comic book, though.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, and I was like, at the end of the month, I was like, oh, holy shit, I got a comic here, like a 31 pages comic. So,
That's
and I
awesome.
kickstarted that, and I raised like 45 grand almost.
Nice.
So I was just like, oh, this is
Oh, yeah.
so easy. I'll just do this all the time. And then that didn't really happen.
Are you cutting film right now?
Yeah, the screen tones.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sweet. Dude, I don't think anyone's done that on the show yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So talk to us about the process of this.
I do it all the time. What are you talking about?
You've been cutting screen tones on camera?
Yes.
Oh,
You
I
never
haven't
look
seen
up, Shawn.
that.
Yeah, so like I'm using one just that has a built-in gradient, because normally what I would probably do is like use a few different tones within the piece, but just for time, I'm gonna just do it this way. So I'm gonna cut out like the main white areas, and then I'll start scraping away some of the highlights for like the
Right.
So it'll give it kind of like a nice little cohesive thing. I always thought that like this would save time, but then this part is so painstaking. I'm like, it saves me no time.
Yeah, I can see that. Jim, do you use that same type of knife? I'm so sorry, dude. I know you use tones. I guess I haven't seen you like cut like with a knife like this.
Oh yeah, I do. I put the paper on top of the illustration, and then I just cut out the individual shapes. Like,
oh, so you don't do it right on the piece?
No, I mean, I like, for example, where I had some zip, like, so I'll put mine on top of the art like this. But then if I want to cover his face, I'll just cut this out peel it off and put it on top of the face.
Gotcha.
You're doing it in like probably the more logical way where you're putting the full piece down, right?
Right.
Yeah. You know what, man? So I've done that before, and sometimes the peel off, sometimes it takes some of the ink up.
Oh, does it?
Well, I don't know. I haven't really noticed too much of that. Like not with the deleter ones. I don't know.
See, I've got all sorts of different brands, and some of them are older.
It could be like an old adhesive or something. Like
I think the glue changes over time, you know. So, but Japan in 2 weeks, I can spend money on brand new deleter.
Yeah, I would suggest like the ones I always go for. These are the ones I use like most of the time. So let's see. I spend way too much money on these, by the way. So
it's money well spent. It's all good.
So here, people can take notes because this is from my research of spending way too much money on screen tones. Okay, so I like SE61 for like my light tone. I don't know if you guys can pick that up. So that's like my lightest tone that I use. So SE61. And 61 is like basically the distance between the dots or the size of the dots. One of those things. And so it's a little bit, I just think the 60s are kind of a sweet spot. So I go 61 and then my mid-tone is 63 and then I go 65 for like my dark.
Nice.
So, now, have you used these for reproduction?
Yeah, actually in the last I Hate Fairyland, I used screen tones in a Samurai Flashback because I wanted to have like a manga feel because we were doing the Samurai Flashback story like within it. And I'm like, you know, what'd be really cool is if I crack out my G pen and I dip pen it and then I use screen tones, and it took a lot longer, but it was a pretty rad result. And then like Scotty right away is like, those are mine. You're not selling them.
Oh, the originals. Nice.
Yeah. So like, it was only like 3 pages where I used it, but yeah, it was a fun sort of like the freedom to that. And Scotty's just like, yeah, do whatever you want, man. Like,
yeah.
Speaking of, Derek, Dewback Deliveries is asking, will this piece be available for sale on your website?
It will, actually.
Nice.
And also, we had Eric Talbot asking, doesn't that leave cut lines on the art?
I mean, if you went really heavy into it, I think I've gotten pretty good at just kind of, you know, going light enough. You just have to cut through the thin paper. I mean, I imagine it would a little bit, but yeah, nobody ever notices.
Eric, what's up?
Eric,
dude?
what's up, Eric?
And Eric's fucking so talented.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate him.
Oh, he's amazing, dude. Eric's amazing.
Hell yeah. Yeah, well, you got the sensitive touch, Derek. You know
that's what it is.
The right. I'm probably being too
heavy-handed.
Too
it's like you know,
too angry or something.
Yeah. Jimmy, you need to be more soft and sensual with it.
Try and keep it silky.
You need to make love to the zipper tone.
You make love to your deleter sheets. You have to practice that when you're in Japan.
I just creep everybody out at the art store. Like I'm the American who's like fondling the Zipatone sheets. Can we get this guy out of aisle 5, please? Get him out of the store. I don't know. But yeah, that famous like 3-story art store in Tokyo where everybody goes to visit, that has like the whole aisle of deleter. It's great.
Well, people you can order, like not everybody gets to go to Japan. That's what I do, especially being in Canada. Deleter USA.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, and they do come directly from Japan still, but they give you like all the prices and like American dollars, and then it's not that bad. Like, I mean, it's cheaper than getting a plane to Japan.
That is true.
You know, but yeah, so it's go there if you want to get them. I found it's like really hard to get anything. I don't think anything like anybody makes them in the US at all anymore. I think they did back in like 80s. maybe like
think you're right about that.
90s maybe. So you're kind of you're stuck with Deleter, but Deleter's like, I mean, the product's great.
Oh yeah. I got lucky when I was in my 20s and stuff, and I would, any art store that was going out of business, like I would just buy their remaining stock of Zipatone that they had.
Oh, that's smart.
Dude, that's back when Letraset was making that stuff.
That's some of the shit that I still have. It's probably,
Dude, that stuff is so good.
You know what you could
It
do,
might-
Jim? You could probably sell that on eBay and then go buy a bunch of Deleter tones with the money. Because
oh,
there's probably people that are chasing the old product, and I bet you could get a hefty price.
That's funny. Yeah, it's like there's a retro collectability to the old ones, and I don't give a shit about that. I just want stuff that actually works.
Right,
no,
exactly. Because you're the artist, not the collector.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it that way. That's funny.
Yeah, you
Jim,
could probably
Lauren.
get like $30 a sheet or something.
Lauren said that when you go to Japan, make sure you pick up a catalogue. They have it all printed in it, so that when you need to order it when you get back home, you know exactly how it will look.
Good idea.
smart.
That's a good. Lauren
Yeah,
comes
so you
to
don't have to
the-
spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars like I did, trial and error.
Thank you for that tip. Hell yeah. So, Derek, so after the animation stuff,
Yeah.
what was the comic like when did you start doing all the self-published stuff, and when did
Yeah.
you link up with Scotty? How did all that happen?
So, I mean, Scotty, I think we just sort of been following each other for a long time. You know, sort of like in each other's radar.
Sure.
And Scotty had like bought like I was just a big fan of I Hate Fairyland anyway. And I think I did an Inktober piece, a really kind of crappy one, but he bought it off me when I was selling it. And I thought that was kind of cool because I'd put up my Inktober stuff for sale. This is like probably 2016. somewhere in
Nice.
there.
Mhm.
And and then Scotty ordered it. I was like, oh, that's so fucking cool. I just wanted to be like, I love your work on the back, like, you know, just fanboy out. But
Sure.
yeah, so like, you know, we just kind of I'd been on his radar, and then I was, you know, doing my own comics and all that stuff. And he had the Untold Tales. He got like the money from the Substack and was doing getting a bunch of
Yeah.
Oh,
artists.
I
to
remember that.
sort.
Yeah.
So he approached me and said, "You want to do one?" I jumped at the chance. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that for sure. So I wrote and drew like a 10-pager for him, and I guess, like, you know, that sort of was maybe the thing that just sort of clicked for him. And because when it came time when Brett was moving on, Scotty just approached me, and I was saying no to a lot of people at this point.
Sure.
But I told Scotty, I'm like, literally, there's 2 books I would have said yes to, is like Hellboy and this. It was just like 2 of my favorite sort of
Nice.
things,
That's awesome.
you know, projects. So yeah, it just sort of worked out that way. And I was excited to be a part of it. And it's still like weird. Like, it still feels like I've only been doing it. I guess I started working on it back in January.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, so it almost doesn't feel real. Like, you know, it's like, oh, this is like my gig. Like, you know, it's funny. Like, obviously, like, you know, I talked about like my exit from comics way back in the day, and like here I am. Like, I turn 48 next week, and I'm doing comics full time for the first time in my life. Like, such a weird.
Oh right.
Like, before, I was always just doing my comics as like my side thing, just for fun, right?
Oh,
Mhm.
sure.
So yeah, it was just
You're in it now, dude. There's no going back. You're
there's
in
no
it
going
now.
back. Yeah. No, like, I mean, but the comics were always like, you know, once I kind of got through my like little bitter breakup stage there with comics, like, you know, it's like, I can't quit you.
Yeah. Yeah, it just pulls you back in. It's like being
Yeah.
in the mafia or something.
Exactly. Same thing. So yeah, like, and like, so like Shawn, you were asking me earlier about Crimson Fall and other projects and stuff. So I still like hammer away at my own work, like my own projects when I can find the time, and I sort of although Fairyland takes up a good chunk of my month, the I still just try to like squeeze in like my weekends, usually like, because I got 2 kids and my wife here,
Right.
but they don't want me around all the time. So like Saturday morning, I'll like go to my office and work until like lunchtime. Like I can get a good 4-hour chunk in there.
Oh, that's good.
And then like I'll do the same thing on Sunday. I like watching football, so it's like by the time lunch comes around, then I'll take a break and I'll just veg out for the rest of the day. And I usually like for the most part, my evenings I just veg out. Like I usually work, like I put in a good like day's work, and then I'll take downtime, because at this point in my life I just can't sit and draw for like 10-12 hours a day.
Right. I feel you, dude.
Can't do it.
Yeah. It's probably not healthy to go past.
No, like I got
your burnout
bursitis in my hip, like that I've had for like 4 years now. It's just like chronic, it's just like I'm super overweight just because like I just sit all day and I don't do anything. I hired like a personal trainer, like that she's been working with me, but like I'm a mess, so it's just like but it's a couple times a week it gets me moving, and she kicks my ass.
Nice.
And it's good. So I'm at least doing that now. Like at this point in my life, I'm approaching 50. Like I need to kind of right the ship a little bit.
Yeah, shit starts going awry quick.
Yeah, 50. But that's the thing though. Like I think like I was working probably too much when I was doing Rune World, and at the time I was also doing Marvel had a younger kids brand called Superhero Adventures, so I was doing their entire style guide for that. So like all the shit that like goes on like toy boxes and bedspreads and backpacks and everything and underwear. I was buying it, like my kids like stuff from Target that had like my artwork on it.
Oh wow,
that's awesome though.
Yeah, it was cool. My kids didn't care at all, but like whatever, Dad.
Like this is my shit. Like
yeah.
Get excited.
Yeah,
like,
this is so cool. Your dad drew this. Like whatever. I think my one kid, when my kid was like 5, he's like, all dads draw. He's like, he wasn't impressed. He's just like, this is what dads do. They draw.
All right.
Well, you guys want to draw with me? And they're like,
imagine having that thought in your head as a kid.
Yeah. They're like, I'll be like, you guys want to draw with me? And like, no, you nerd.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're not little artists.
They're not at all. No, I've literally failed as a father.
Oh, dude, both my kids are little artists. I mean, they're not little anymore, but yeah, growing up, we'd all draw together all the time.
I think most kids, like, that's how it goes. Like, most kids are. Jim, I have to say that's fucking amazing. I started glancing. Holy shit!
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, awesome. I just he's on a destructive rampage here.
You got to give me that piece, and I do have your.
Sure.
I do have your Arachnid Enforcer sitting in my closet. I will give it to you. Sorry.
Please say it for me. And this is just a quickie, man. Like I actually do owe you, a cover for a cover when the time is right. But we'll work that out. Off the show, whatever. But
appreciate that.
This character's awesome to draw, though. He's super fun.
Thanks, man. So Shawn, you were saying, so yeah, your kids, like it must be like, I don't know. I wish I knew what that was like to like my kids to get engaged in art.
Oh yeah, no, I love it. I always loved it, and I was really, we share a nice bond because of that.
My niece is an amazing artist, and like that was sort of, I guess, my little outlet. Like she's like, let's see, she's 18 now. She's gone to animation school.
Oh wow,
and
nice.
So I think she was kind of like my outlet. She would be like, Uncle Derek, like, how do you do this? Or show me this book, or, whatever. I'd just be sharing tips and different things. And
that's great.
So it's kind of cool to still have someone in the family who's artistic, but she's like incredible. It's like one of those
That's
things
cool.
too. You see these young artists that are just like so good.
Yeah. They're just exposed to so much more. Like there's so much. If
Mhm.
you want to go down that wormhole of looking for inspiration, if you're young, it's like, dude, you have so much crazy shit that we did not have access to.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I just feel like we were very limited with the things we could find, the reference material we had, and
It was those wizard tips, man, in the Wizard magazine.
exactly.
Like
Bart Steers shows you how to draw a dynamic.
well,
anatomy.
you know what's funny too, because I was listening to your Joe Matt interview, and Joe's fucking awesome. He's like such a big inspiration to me.
Me too.
And
Me too.
you mentioned Shawn, the cliffhanger sketchbook that they put out.
Yes.
That was
dude.
my
yeah,
Bible.
yeah.
Me
I
too.
was-
It was totally my Bible. I drew
Yeah.
it every day.
I remember like, and you guys just had Ramos on, and like,
Yeah.
I would like print out his sheets in like Xerox and then like ink over them as like
Oh,
portfolio
sure.
pieces that I would like take to like I remember I took my portfolio. We had a really small Comic Con at a high school, and David Finch was there. And I was just like, you know, oh my god, like, you know, I was probably at this age, I guess, yeah, like maybe
Dave's
14,
not far
15.
from you. Yeah,
What's
Dave's
that?
Not far. Dave's
Oh,
not
isn't he?
far from you. No,
Okay.
he's
I
close to
always
you.
assumed he lived in the States. I mean, I guess it's like, why would he
No,
travel?
he's in
to-
Canada.
Okay. Well, that
He
makes
has
sense.
like a farm. Dave has like a farm, but I know he's like a 90-minute drive from Detroit.
Oh, okay. So maybe relatively close then.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So yeah, it was just like a really like cool experience. He was so nice because my work sucked. And so he was like, "Oh, this is really nice." You know, he's like, "Give me like, you know, it's like that boost of confidence." I don't think I would have been as nice to me if like in this I've been like, "Oh yeah, keep on, yeah, sure, kid."
Right.
You know. Did you guys find that when you're at shows, like sometimes it's tough to be like, you don't want to rip a kid's heart out, but there's some
my approach to any critique is give them something to work on to get better. That's it.
Yes.
Like I'm not trying to give you hope for a life in this. I'm not trying to like tell you you're never going to have a career in this. It's just let me look at this and find a few areas and give you some stuff that after this you can go work on and it'll get better. And that's it. Because you never know. I mean, I've seen so many people who, you know, are trying to break in and you're like, I don't know if that kid's got it. And then like 3 years later, something's clicked and they're killing it. You just don't know.
Well, you know, going back to Cheeks, like Sean Galloway. So when I met him in person, was at San Diego when we were pitching our book, and he came up with like a portfolio, and it was, I won't blow up the artist who ripped them a new one, but it was at our table because the guy was part of our studio, this professional artist. He was one of the names, I guess, my studio had kind of hired. And anyway, I was next to him while Shawn was showing his portfolio, and this guy was just ripping them. And I'm like, this is brutal. Like, this is like, I feel real bad for Shawn right now. I don't even know this kid. And I'm like, this is that. So I said to Shawn, I'm like, yeah, I'll have a look. And I'd like been in animation school. I'm like, I'm sure I can distill some wisdom. And so, you know, I kind of just like regurgitated a few things that like my professors might have said to me. And anyways, it was just fun to see like him go and like 3 years later, like just dominate. He was dominating like everybody was like clamoring for his style and copying him. And you know, it's like he like taught that's that thing you mentioned, Shawn. Like I know he put work in because we talked later, and he's like, you know, he's like, I was just working my butt off just to kind of like, you know, improve and get better. And you just tell like the leaps he took. And so like I turned to him, like when anybody's like kind of coming up, I'm like, look, I'm like, it's possible. And he did it like later in his life. He was like in his late 20s when he kind of started making those big leaps.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's like it's never too late. Like you put the work in.
That's true.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, Shawn went on. Cheeks went on to just dominate, man.
Yeah, he was.
Well, he was like
Oh.
doing like the main art styles for like major cartoons, like Hellboy
Oh,
yeah.
and Spider-Man,
he blew up huge.
you know, and that was like not long after like really like that portfolio sort of engagement there, where like you just see this kid just like leaped over. Yeah, it was inspirational for sure. And I was like, shit, I suck. Like, I need to get a lot better.
Did Shawn, a couple years later, track down that guy and be like, check out my shit now?
No, like, I mean,
in your face.
He's a prominent guy in the industry. Like, I'm not going to blow him up, but
okay.
yeah, like, yeah. I think they were friends later, but it was more just like, and to be honest, I think at the time, like it was hard for me because I wasn't used to hearing that kind of stuff. I wasn't at a lot of shows. It was just, I mean, it was probably a fair critique, but it was just really like, he was just like, I'm over this shit. I'm just going to tell this kid exactly where he's at.
Let's be honest. Was it Dave Johnson?
No.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go rinse out my water, so I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
I just need to get some clean water.
I say that with love because
Jim, it was Shawn Crystal.
Right. That bastard Crystal.
That's when I was here.
That's when Shawn was a teacher and had like a huge ego.
It was ego. It was like, that's what we called him later. It was like ego Shawn.
He's like, I can make and break careers. No, we're friends with Dave. We love Dave, but I've seen Dave give brutally honest critiques to people at conventions, and when we did Drink and Draw in Los Angeles, like he wouldn't be afraid to just kind of tell people what he thought.
He wouldn't pull the punches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sometimes there's times when like I'll ask someone, I'm like, how deep do you want this critique to go? Like how, because I could give you like the soft critique, or I could give you the one that's like, hey, you need to work on this and this, like, like really, like sometimes people need encouragement, but then sometimes people need like to actually know, okay, I need to like work on this and this and this.
Yeah, you kind of have to like feel out the sensibility of the person and just be like, do you want the nice critique or do you want the brutally honest?
Yeah.
If they're art students, like every year in New York, there's always Kubert school kids that ask for critiques, and those kids always want the brutally honest critique because they don't want to waste their time. They're spending money going to art school, and they want real answers. So,
right.
But yeah, you kind of have to.
Well, and they're used to it too, right? To some degree, because they're getting it from their teachers. Like at that stage, they should be anyway, right? Like,
oh yeah. I mean, I went to art school, man, and we had like brutally honest critiques. This was in the 90s when everyone was much more crude,
for sure,
and less sensitive. But yeah, people would just get decimated, and it was never an attack on the person as a person. Obviously, it's just about the work. But I saw people occasionally like tear up or put their head down and be like, "Oh shit, I have a lot to work on." I don't know.
I was going to say we had a layout teacher in animation school in my first year that was notorious for putting everybody's work up each week, because we'd have like a layout assignment, and he'd put it all on the board and he'd go by one and rip each one that like, and
shit.
It was tough, but you know what? He was right. And, he was also just like, look, the industry, like, cause he was expecting us to be like working, because a lot of people were going to get jobs right out of school. That was the idea, right?
Sure.
So it was like, shit, you guys better be ready for the art director who's going to tell you like,
yeah,
like this fucking needs to be fixed. Like, so it was like that thing where it was tough, but it was honest and it was correct, and it wasn't just being a dick. But it felt like, I'm sure to a lot of kids, it was like, he's being a dick, right?
Right. It again, it's what you want as a young artist. by putting your work out there, asking for advice, going to school, I don't know, man. I think some people just want to hear the nice thing, like, oh,
You
just
can tell, yeah. Sometimes you get
keep
those.
going. But it's like, no, dude, sometimes you need the brutally honest critique of, you have a lot of work to do, and here's some of the things that you can start addressing.
Well, I always find too, the answer is always life drawing. Like
that is usually my advice to most people, just because that legitimately was the game changer for me in college, in art school. The life drawing from academic style, from real nude models. I'm not, and I don't even mean this in like a perverted way, but like, I'm not talking like cosplay figure drawing. I'm talking old school academic 3 to 4 hour long sessions where you're drawing the figure and understanding the muscles and how everything works and functions
100%.
as the human form. You know what I mean? So that was the game changer for me, Derek. That was like,
no, 100%. Me too. Like that was, it was funny too. My first year life drawing teacher, I was at a small show in Guelph, Ontario, a couple of weeks ago, and he just came up to my table and he's like, Laufman. He's like, did you go to Sheridan? I'm like, yeah. And then like we're kind of talking, and he's like, I'm Zimmerman. Like his name is Werner Zimmerman. And I'm like, oh my God, you were my like life drawing teacher. I'm like, you must have hated me because I sucked. Like, because I was bad. Like my first year of like, life drawing, it was like, oh, I'm like, I might fail. Like this is bad.
Oh yeah, we were all there, man. Yeah.
But yeah, like it was just like the amount of stuff like he taught, like just in that first year, it was like huge, like game changer. So I was like thanking him. I'm like, oh, I'm like, you're like part of the reason I'm like working artist today.
That's awesome. Did he respond to that? And
no, he was like, that's great to hear. He's like, it's really good to see like people that, went on to do something, right? Like with their art. And he bought some of my books and like,
oh shit.
Cool. I'm like, let me give them to you. And he's like, no, I'll pay for them. So
that's awesome.
Nice, yeah.
All right, I'm back, bitches. Ready to ink Gangsta Boogie.
So Shawn, you seen this technique that I'm doing?
Yeah.
Let's get a.
Yeah,
so it's just like you have to. The secret is. Let's see if I can get my camera a little closer. Oh,
there we go. There we go.
Okay, so what I'm doing here is like it's not true lighting, but I'm just sort of like highlighting, sort of like if the light's coming from this way. But so I found like I get these knives, like I think I got it from Deleter, and it's got like a short blade as opposed to the long normal.
Right.
So having the flatter surface, that's the thing. You don't want to be digging in with a point. You want it to be flat. So you got to kind of hold it so the flat side kind of hits the paper, and that avoids you like really tearing into the work.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's fucking.
So and if
dope.
you it's like, and sometimes like if the blade gets a little too dull, it'll start like feeling like you're almost like pulling it away. So you just really have to, it takes a little practice to get the rhythm and but once you get the angle right, and sometimes you have to switch the paper around and it's not grabbing the little, like, because there's essentially little raised dots on here that you're just scraping away.
Yep.
And that's sort of like I think that's the thing too, people don't know, is that like there's little tiny dots and you're just kind of pulling them off the stuff here. So like other things too, I'll use that technique to pull out areas that are kind of smaller. If I don't want to go in and like cut it, I'll just scrape out like that negative or the positive negative space, right?
Nice. That's great, man.
I haven't used. Go ahead, Jim.
I was going to say that I think I haven't seen that knife before. I think that's the key, because I have definitely scratched into Zipatone with an X-Acto before, but it's hit or miss with the damage it can do and the unpredictability of it.
100%. Yeah. So I find that like this is the most control you'll get is this knife. I don't even touch it with the other one anymore. But when I was first starting out, I'd use the other one. It was frustrating.
That looks awesome. That's great, man.
Yeah, that's killer, dude.
Thank you.
Do you ever use white like paint on top as well?
You can, and actually, I found that like sometimes the white will sit on this stuff a little better, just because it's got like a bit of a, I don't know, like sometimes on ink it's like hit or miss. But yeah, you can for sure to get a certain look. I tend to not do it just because I don't know, I don't trust myself.
Yeah. Sometimes things can go awry.
sour.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when there's mistakes done with this, you can kind of just like hide it easier. I don't know.
And did you where did you discover that technique? I know it's kind of a common thing, but
Actually, I think it was my friend Shane Hillman. He he's an artist and just had some and was like, hey, you want to try this out? And I was like, sure, because I'd kind of seen it. I want to say like just probably in some like, you know, manga and stuff like that. Like I was kind of aware of it, but I never touched the stuff.
right.
And it was just such a cool sort of feeling. So I think I ordered like a sample pack and then like tried out and like wrecked a bunch of it and kind of went away from it for a while. And then I was like determined to kind of like figure it out. And so I ordered like with the proper knife, and there's this other little tool that I could recommend too, but I can't find mine. It basically helps flatten it. It's like this
The
little like,
burnisher. That's called a burnisher.
Oh yeah.
yeah. So like they have one of those and you can just like kind of adhere it a little bit better without having to just use your fingers like I was using. But
Shawn, do you have one of those handy by chance? Do you have one?
No, because I don't have any screen tones or the equipment. But when I messed with it back in the day, I did have a burnisher.
Okay. I'd like to, because I use the where's my X-Acto? I just use the end of my X-Acto tool to burnish in the zip. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I put the zipatone down and then I just do that.
Yeah. And you can use a ruler too. Like it,
But I
just
feel
found,
like
the
I feel
other
like there's a
tool won't
more
scrape the tone. Like if you use the ruler like this, like you might scrape the tone away. Where the other thing has nice kind of plastic rounded edges, so that when you're doing that, you're not gonna scrape away.
yeah. Someone's asking Derek if you just mentioned Shane Hillman,
Mm-hmm.
and they seemed very shocked by that.
Why?
I don't know. Derek, did you just mention Shane Hillman? And it's like question mark, exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point.
Yeah, Shane. Shane's he used to live in my city, and we used to get together. And like he was actually the person that got me into like doing cons, like actually kind of the impetus for like doing my own books a little bit, because he's good friends with Derek Hunter.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and like Shane's done a bunch of stuff with like Mondo, super talented.
nice.
And
Yes.
so anyway, I saw him at a show. It was actually at like a video game show when I had a video game studio, and he was just selling little mini comics. And I was like, oh, what is this? Like, you can just make comics and sell them at a convention. I was like, what is this magic that's happening? And so like, yeah, like, and we started talking. That's how like I met him, and we just kept in touch because he was in my city. And then we get together and do like little like, you know, kind of like drink and draw nights and stuff.
Oh, sure.
And yeah, it was just fun to mess around. And yeah, so he introduced me to screen tones. He introduced me to like, you know, kind of doing my own little mini comic sort of idea, which then I went and did like a big full comic like an idiot. I probably should have done some mini comics.
Right.
But yeah, it was
you got anxious.
I did. Yeah. Like the first comic I did the mistake of being like, my first comic's going to be like 120 pages.
Yeah, don't do that to all the aspiring kids out there.
I mean, I was fortunate to get it published, but it was still like, I don't know. I made a lot of mistakes. Like, you know, it's not. I'm still proud of the work, but looking back, I'm like, oh, I probably could have learned a little bit more ahead of time.
Oh, sure. Yeah. That's the comics thing. Like we were talking about the figure drawing thing. That's one of the things I always give as advice too, is like, don't do a magnum opus as your first comic book project. Do little 3 and 4 page self-contained stories and make your own sort of anthology book or whatever you want to do with it, but just start small and don't overcommit to making 20 or 30 pages of something, you know.
No, 100%.
Try to do 3 pages of a story and see if you can even do that, you know.
By the way, the person that asked about Shane Hillman said they have a bunch of mini comics from him.
Oh, there you go.
But one question I wanted to ask before you guys move on too far, Corin Kaiser Stone asked, can you use acrylic paint on top of the zip?
Whew. I mean, you probably could. Like, I mean, it would certainly cover it up. And I think it would adhere pretty well. I just think you're getting dicey because this stuff can peel off. And then if the acrylic paint, like, you know, I don't know, you'd probably want to make sure that, like, if you did that, once it's dry, just like kind of seal this thing up to make sure like it wasn't going to get, you know, knocked around or whatever. But I haven't done paints on top of it. But it'd be interesting. But I don't think like it would cover like the dots, right? So
for sure.
If that's your intent, then yeah, it'd probably be fine.
I've done like mixed media pieces where it's an ink drawing with Zipatone, and then I'll, you know, spatter watercolor or acrylic on top of it. And yeah, like you said, Derek, it's gonna cover up the dot pattern.
And you guys, do you guys know Kaiser's work?
Oh, of course, we love Kaiser.
Yeah,
I mean,
yes.
I know Kaiser. Well, like I know Kaiser. We did Abu Dhabi together, but yeah,
oh, right
Kaiser's
on, yeah.
insane.
We did.
Yeah.
We just did like it was like, I think it was maybe last year. We just did like a video call just to chat and
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was cool. Like I've been such a fan of his for so
Yeah,
long.
he's amazing.
So good.
He's amazing.
We got some talented folks that join us on these shows. It's pretty cool.
Well, I think like you guys are really filling a gap that was missing in like the art world. You know, like it's there's so few of these sort of spaces where artists. That's why like I'm a fan of your show. Like I watch it like all the time. Like it's
thanks, man.
Oh,
yeah,
thanks,
no, it's
man.
just fantastic. Like you guys just like, you know, it's cool. You have all these amazing guests on and hearing their stories. It's just great. Like when I'm working to like kind of have that in the background.
Oh,
Yes.
thanks,
So,
man.
yeah. So you guys you're doing the important work, you know?
Some would say that we're heroes, Derek.
Yeah.
Some
I
would
mean, I
say-
didn't want to say that, but yeah.
Not me, but some.
you know, some of the fan mail that
Yeah.
we get. My God.
So do you guys want to talk about self-publishing stuff? And
Yeah, for sure.
I do
let
want
me
to talk
just
about
say-
your Kickstarter stuff. Definitely.
Yeah, Jim, real quick, I got your Gangsta Boogie done.
Holy shit, man.
Oh,
Look at that.
Shawn, that's so good, dude.
That electric lightning bolt is incredible, man. Wow. Can you flip that like up, right side up?
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
move my camera.
I've been really enjoying, Shawn, your experimentation through paints like over the last like couple months. I guess you've been doing it now.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it started during COVID.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah,
But I mean, you were doing them on this show like recently, right? Like on
yeah. Like I started. Oh, you mean the newer painting stuff? I'm
yeah,
doing,
you were doing the paintings for like the live draws and stuff.
Yeah, so I've kind of like figured out that like for me this show is great if I can play with this new painting technique I've been doing. So I'm doing a lot of sketch cards. So this we started last week, and there you go, Jim.
Dude,
Upright.
gorgeous color, man.
I love the
awesome.
pink underlighting on the eyes.
Thank you. I'm going to do the peeling of the tape soon. But yeah, okay, Derek, let's talk about the self-publishing and stuff.
Yeah. So, do you guys want to ask questions, or do you want me just to?
Well, okay, I have a question. What was
Okay.
your first foray into Kickstarter?
So I did it for an art book, much like you, Shawn. So it was my art book 2. I'd released a small art book. It was like 50 pages and just kind of like printed. I think I printed like 500 of them and just kind of sold them online. And then like they sold out. So I was like, oh, this is cool. So I decided for my second book, I was going to do a 100-page book now and go to this Kickstarter thing that was totally, sort of new to me. So I did it for art book 2, raised a good amount of money. And then I ended up doing like re-released for my second Kickstarter. I re-released my first art book and made it 100 pages and just kind of like added a bunch of stuff to it and made it the same size as my other one. Cause I was like, I'm going to make these like all, a trilogy of books. And they were like a mixture of my fan art and stuff at the time. So yeah, they did well. Like I did all 3 books. I did my first 3 art books that way. And then, my next art book I did because the art books were successful and was working for me. And a lot of people like kind of knew me for fan art and whatever, but I was sort of breaking away from that and doing my own stuff around the point when I worked on my 4th art book. So I made my 4th art book was just all original shit. And I was a little bit nervous about kickstarting a comic. And the second comic I did was called Bot 9 and it had no words in it. So it was a little bit like an experimental project, and it was like 64 pages and it was wordless. So I piggybacked it on my Kickstarter and I just made it like an extra like tier.
Nice.
So
Okay.
I took away the risk because I was like, well, I know the art book's going to sell and it's just a good way. And then I sold quite a bit and I'm on the second printing of that now. I think I sold like 2,000 copies of that.
Sweet. Oh, wow. That's great, man.
Yeah. Like over the course of, I don't know, I guess it was like 5 years.
That's great.
And so like, yeah, we printed more. So that was good. But that was the thing. Like I just didn't know, like, if the market was there for my stuff like that. But that sort of like proved to me, like, cause enough people ordered it, like as like the add-on, or the extra tier. And then after that, I kickstarted, I think it was Wickerson came after that. That's when I did Wickerson.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did my 2 other art books, and then I did Crimson Fall. The first Crimson Fall one I did that Shawn, you were showing with the little bit of a soft touch cover. Yeah. So that one I just printed on my own. Because it was just a 24 pager. I wasn't sure about taking it to Kickstarter. I was still a little bit apprehensive about comics and Kickstarter, and like, I'm like, I think I can sell like enough, like, and maybe I just wanted a bigger book. I felt weird about bringing a small comic, I think at the time, which I kind of look back on now and I'm like, I should have just taken it to Kickstarter. So I kind of like, I think missed the boat a little bit on that. There's probably opportunity to like build a bigger audience for the book and for the series, like doing it like that way.
Right.
And then I kickstarted the Shore Tower last year and like this time last year, and it did really well. So we got like almost 1,500 like backers on it.
Are you serious? That's wow.
It was
Nice.
really good. So I was blown
That's
away.
great,
It crushed my other Kickstarters, like even like my most successful one up to that point. And Wickerson had done all right. Like I think we did 750 backers on it, which was solid. But Crimson Fall was like pretty much doubled that. So
that's great, man.
And I think the subject matter kind of was like, it was more adult, my first like kind of adult series.
Sure.
As well. So it's probably just, I don't know. I think sometimes people see like all ages stuff, they kind of go, oh, it's too juvenile. Like, even though I don't write it for kids, like I don't write it with kids in mind, like it's kids can read it, but I don't think about stuff like that. Like, but anyway, so yeah, that was kind of like my Kickstarter journey.
Dude, it's funny because everything you just said that you've done, like me not knowing this about you, it's what I've been in my head thinking. Like I started with an art book, and then I was gonna, now that I'm starting to work on my create own thing, I'm like, well, should I just, by the time this is ready for publication, I'll have another art book. Do I just do another art book and make this like an add-on or something? But yeah, it's just hearing you say all those things. I was like, I've been having those same thoughts.
Right. Well, it's always tough too. You're like, what is the right decision? Do I do, back-to-back Kickstarters? I mean, that's kind of tough too.
Yeah, that's a
You
lot
know
of
what I
work.
mean? You don't want to even 6 months apart is tough.
Yeah, like I think more than one a year is tough.
Yeah, like I mean, I would say like to anyone, like certainly 6 months would be like the maximum, I guess, or minimum amount of time
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
want
that sounds about right. Yeah.
between projects, because it's a lot to fulfill. I mean, the other thing too is like to your audience, finish the fucking thing before
Yeah.
you like every
Yeah.
single time they go, or at least be 95% there. It's a
Right.
death sentence to like, try to like use your funds to fund the book and get it made. So many professionals that I know, Jake went through it, like Ramon Perez kind of going through it, where it's like
Yeah.
you end up like, just being behind, and it sucks. And I've
Yeah,
talked
and
to
you're
Ramon
always
about it, and like it's like, I know it eats away at him, and it's tough, like, and then you have bills that you pay, and your money's gone from the Kickstarter, and you have to do other work, and it's like having credit card bills. Like it's like owing the credit card company a bunch of money. You don't want to do that either, right?
Right. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. That's why I like my book was fully designed and ready to be. The printer had it before I started the campaign. I just needed to tell them to print it once the campaign was over and pay for it.
Just to get the final numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so we're getting close to the end. Before we do questions, Jamie, can I get the camera? I want to do the sexiest part of the painting is the pulling of the tape.
The
This
undressing.
Yeah,
You
people
need
love
sexy
this.
music for this.
Yeah,
Jim?
Jamie, give me a beat.
Yeah.
I can't give you a sexy.
Jim's got the
beach, man.
sexy like voiceover thing, so.
And
All right,
now
we're almost there.
from
Almost.
Inkpulp Studios.
Oh, look how dude, that clean edge and that white paper. Whoa. There you go.
Nice.
Booyah.
So clean, so fresh, so clean.
So fresh and so clean.
Beautiful. That's a lot of color on one small piece, man. You're just packing it in.
I am. It's a cool process of layering little washes, like that little yellow glow around him. Like behind all of that is a brown that turns to orange and then turns to yellow just through layering.
Damn, that is sweet, dude. Yeah, that's beautiful.
I will. I'll get this to you when you get back from Japan.
Thank you. I expect it on my doorstep when I'm.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have a package for you because I got a hoodie for you and I got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, Jim, when are you back? I won't send that original piece until you're.
Oh yeah, like
Get it.
December 10th. So
Okay.
I'm making a big trip out of it, and but yeah, definitely don't send any original art. We'll work it out later.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't trust the bastards in this neighborhood stealing my art. Stealing my Laufman original art. They're gonna see your name on the package and be
That's
like,
what it is. That's what it is. But man, I'm gonna make so much money on eBay.
All right, Jamie, do we have questions? We're in the last 15 of the show here.
Right, we have a couple of questions here. If anyone's got any in the last 10 minutes, put them in now and we can check them out. The first question from Corin Kaiserstone. By the way, I want to say a few people were saying in the chat that we should have Corin on for an interview. Just to remind everybody, Corin has been on the podcast and you can watch that episode if you haven't seen it already. But the question from Corin was, what kind of pens and markers does Derek use?
Yeah, actually, I was going to ask that same question. Good question.
So I use the Zebra. I like the extra fine. That's kind of like my go-to.
And
then the medium, which Scotty put me onto. Medium's pretty good too. You can get a pretty good edge with that as well. It's just a little bit more finicky, but you can get like some good range. And then I use the Pentel pocket brush. And I use just the Pentel pocket brush ink. I buy a whole bunch of it from Amazon.
What do you use the pocket brush for? Derek?
I'll use it for lines too. This is like the ink little things that come with it.
Is it just a mood thing, or do you have like a system of when you use which pen?
I'll use this mostly for fills, which is
Okay.
stupid, I know, because I should use just a dip pen. I mean a brush, but I don't take care of my brushes. I'm horrible person. So this I don't have to take care of. So I just use this, and then but I'll use this like on a page, like of like Fairyland. Sometimes like I'm just feeling it. Sometimes I'm feeling confident with it, and I can get pretty good lines. I use it like on the cover that I showed you guys earlier. That I
Gotcha.
showed people.
Right.
But, yeah. So it just depends.
Nice,
Okay.
man. Can you show that cover up, or is that not allowed?
Do you think Scotty would be mad?
I don't think so, because I think it's exposure for the book. So
right.
Yeah, Scotty's a smart businessman. And this is Inkpulp Live. This ain't no hack show.
So yeah, I just did this before I came on the show.
Oh man, that's
So good.
awesome.
so damn good, man.
I love the moon vomiting all over everything.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Like
Yeah.
I was thinking like while I'm drawing, and I'm like, there is no other book in the world where like I could probably just get away with drawing a vomiting moon.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
So beautiful. And then, man, is Shawn coloring your work? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's Fairyland, right?
He's so good.
Oh,
And do you-
Jean-Francois is amazing.
It's like this treat. Look at how messy my desk is. Look at this crap.
Nice.
That's how I work. Like
That's
it's
how my
just,
setup is, man. There's just
Yeah.
shit everywhere.
and I use this like portable like sort of table that I can kind of raise up. That just goes on top of my drawing table. I stocked Daniel Warren Johnson's art table. I found I didn't know Daniel, so I was just like, I found like a picture where I saw like the name of the brand, and then I hunted it down. I found it because it was like the perfect table for like the space I had.
Right.
And yeah, so then, but I stick this on top just because if I tilt it up, everything just falls off.
Right.
And like it has a little side table, but I'm way too messy and I got way too many things on my table, so it's
Yeah, I mean, whatever does the trick, right? It's like whatever.
So, and I use this little mat thing just because it's nicer surface than just the wood.
Yes.
Mm.
I've got those mats on all my tables just in case I need to cut something at any time.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, that's essentially. But that going back, that's like essentially my tools. Like those are my go-to tools.
Nice.
Right. Gotcha.
Nice one. And the next question was from Daniel Rockburn, who asked, "What's your process like? Do you follow a strict schedule for working, or is it more fluid?"
I guess is this for me or for everybody?
For you.
For you.
All right. Yeah, I'm pretty strict schedule now. I work from like as soon as my kids go to school. So by like 8, probably 45, I'm in my office, and I have like an office above my garage, and I'll work until noon, and I'll eat lunch, and then usually by like 1:30, I'm working till like dinner, and then yeah, that's pretty much that's my day to day.
That's a nice
I don't
day.
work like a crazy amount of hours anymore. Like I said, I don't really work in the evenings, and I'll just work weekends. So that's kind of like the extra time is like an extra day, essentially, like 4 hours each day on the weekend mornings. And that essentially gives me an extra day of work.
Right.
Each week.
That makes sense.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice.
Gotcha. Jamie, there's a couple of questions I just want to bang through. One that I do want to get to is the last question. How would one go about crowdfunding and fulfilling a comic if they're not from the US? Shipping from Asia would be insane. So there are services now that will run your campaign for you in the States. I know Zoop is one of them. They will run your campaign, and there's others I just can't think of off the top of my head. Do you know of any, Derek or Jim?
Not off the top of my head. I mean, you can use for shipping stuff. Like we use in Canada, Chit Chats, which actually uses U.S. Postal Service. They just bulk ship it across the border, and then it goes through U.S. Postal Service. You obviously still have to package everything and do all that yourself.
Right, but you know, from what Mateo has told me, you can't run a Kickstarter if you don't have an American company.
No, that's not true.
Oh, yeah, you've done Canada. Maybe,
Yeah, I'm in
maybe
Canada, so yeah, you
yeah.
can do that. We fight. I've been talking to Kickstarter for a while. Like my biggest gripe is we can't get our campaigns to be in US dollars, so we have to have it in Canadian dollars, and it's sort of one of those things where if you're most of my customers, I'd say at least 50% are in the US. So if you come and you just see the prices, if you see like Canadian prices on my stuff, you're not going to think necessarily it's Canadian dollars. So it's sort of like a weird mind thing. Like I'd rather it just be the US price that I could display on there.
I got you.
Right. So like, it would just be easier if we just collect you, because I do US dollars on my website, mostly for that reason, because, so many purchases go to the US, but yeah. So, but yeah, you can totally do it out of any country. So Mateo, I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, I might just be remembering wrong. It might have just been the shipping thing would have been too much to
It could be that. Like, I mean, to be honest,
Yeah.
I think shipping anything out of Europe is probably like super
it's
expensive. I
insane.
know it's expensive to ship to Europe.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. All that international stuff, man, instantly adds up. Like it gets pretty.
Well, even like you guys, like when you ship to Canada, even though it's just up here, like so many things are so expensive, like the shipping to Canada, like it's insane. Like, but I can ship to the US like fairly cheap, like for the most part. Like it can be like $10 US to like ship something like a book.
Oh
Which is
shit!
like, if you guys are coming up like shipping it to Canada, it's going to be probably 30.
Right.
The same, like it's crazy.
I remember Ramon saying he had a service that would drive the books. Well, this was before.
I think that's Chit Chats.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Or maybe it's like it's not a service actually went across the border and then like did it all by hand.
Yeah, I mean, I know they took a truck of your books across the border, and I don't know how it worked. But yeah. So Daniel Rockburn says interview Kaiser Inkpulp. We did interview Kaiser on Inkpulp. Go check the archives and you can watch it.
Yes.
Lauren asked Derek, what's it like being a prodigy?
What?
You mean the Firestarter? Firestarter song?
I would ask you the same
I would
question,
define myself
Lauren.
more as a hack than I would a prodigy. I'm always trying to, like, here's the thing. I don't know if you guys feel this, but I'm always feel like I'm just trying to figure out how to draw. Like every time, like I'm just
every day.
Yeah.
It never just feels easy.
No.
Yeah, it's always a challenge. It's always something.
But that's what keeps you coming back.
Yeah, I'm totally into the daily exploration of it and not knowing what's going to happen sort of from day to day. It can be frustrating, but it's also like when surprises happen, when cool shit happens, it feels exciting. It's cool.
It's like you're just waiting for some accident to happen that lights you up like, whoa, look what that did.
Well, I found too, like, it's just I never stop like trying to learn new stuff.
Yes,
like
I think that
keeps it like fresh and new, and like whether it's like how I approach my line art or how I fill areas and different things, and just sort of try different stuff and what works for me. And so that sort of keeps it exciting, and I don't feel like I feel all that stagnant.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's show off our pieces before we end it here real quick. You guys have seen enough of mine. Let's see Derek's. That is so dope.
A sword to the face of the ugly beast.
So
great use of black, white, and gray. That is just
that's awesome.
Really
man.
well done.
Thanks, guys.
Really nice.
Super badass.
But I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, fuck, I should have like put more black in here, and I should have put like what I mean? You have that thing when you're an artist and you're like, I should have done.
Totally. That's why I said we don't need to look at mine anymore. I just see so many problems in there. All right, now Jim's just gonna rock the house.
Oh, Jim, that's so fucking
Jim,
good,
that is so badass.
We have an angry man coming towards the viewer.
That's got
you
Kirby
captured
power
perfectly.
That is Kirby power at its best, Jim.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
That's
rock
that.
I'm always trying to get a little of
I
the
feel
king.
like Jim,
The
when
king,
I see
baby.
when I see your work, Jim, I just feel like it's like animating like in still. Like it's so crazy.
Oh, awesome! Thank you, man. Yeah, the energy is
Like
like
it,
a beautiful thing
it
for
just
me.
it like vibrates like with energy.
Yeah, it does. It totally
So good.
does. I love
Okay,
that.
good. Thank you
Yeah.
guys. I appreciate it.
You guys
Great character,
rocked it.
Derek. I love this guy. This guy's awesome.
Thank
Yeah, Derek, I really love the book. I mean, like I read comics for the show. Like I'm enjoying more of the independent comics lately, and books like yours and the Frog Knight. Like these books are just really exciting me right now.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
good stuff, man. All right, anything you guys want to pimp out or say before we call it quits?
I think we're good. Oh, Shawn, I did want to say
Yeah.
you and I are doing a mailbag episode in December just to go
Right.
over
Right.
everything, because I had a DM from someone today in the UK about if I got their book at the PO box. I did, and we've been waiting and holding on to stuff just because our shows are so packed right now
Yeah.
that we're going to do just a full chill out pre-Christmas December holiday Sunday show where we just go through mailbag and hang out and
Totally. Yeah. So we'll have a commercial for that coming out in about a little over a week. You'll see the commercial for that. And yeah, it's like Jim said, you guys are doing so much cool shit. We can't just show it at the beginning of the show now because it'll eat up the whole show. So we're just saving it all for one big mailbag show, which is probably the best way to handle it moving forward. And you know what? I think we might have to start putting the Kickstarters on there too, because every day I'm getting like 2 or 3 messages about Kickstarters, and I'm like, I can't keep up with this.
Oh shit. Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll keep a document. Maybe like when we do it, we'll do just a mailbag, like a community show, and show everybody stuff off.
Right. But you guys, thank you.
I do a quick plug.
Of course.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm currently selling pre-orders for a little comic I released, a 24-pager called The Rats of Ironwood. It's the first chapter. It's a follow-up to The Witch of Wickerson that we talked about earlier. And yeah, so you can do that right now on my website. I'm only printing 300, and I think there's about 120 left. So if you want to get it. And yeah, so that's it.
Awesome.
Guys, support
Awesome.
Derek's work. He's ridiculously talented and a gentleman.
Yes.
And a gentleman.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for having me, guys. This is amazing.
When he's not slaying polar bears.
We didn't talk about that. All right. Thank you guys all for watching Inkpulp Live. Tune in next week. We have Brandon Graham joining us, and we're going to do some naughty adult comics.
Hell yeah. Dude, Derek, thank you so much. Jazzy Jamie Wood, thank you, brother. Thanks, you guys. Have a good night.
Peace.